inevitably when you serve a notice, particularly a Section 21 notice, there's a possibility the tenant will leave, there's a possibility that they won't leave. So the first thing to establish is whether they've actually left the property. The only reasonable way to do that is to either contact them or do a property viewing. So the first thing I would do is, if you're expecting a tenant to leave on a Section 21, is I would email them a day or two before, or phone them a day or two before, and try and arrange to meet them at the property on the day they're due to leave, to do an inventory check and a handover of the keys. And I would incentivise that to some extent by pointing out if we can get the inventory check done and dusted quickly, then they'll get the deposit back more quickly, assuming there is some deposit to hand back. If you don't get anywhere and all you get is radio silence, then the next option will be simply to go and visit. And I would go the day after the Section 21 notice is expired. You need to notify the tenant of your intention to inspect, so you need to make sure you email them and post a letter to the property a couple of days before saying you intend to come because the notice has expired, you haven't heard from them, so you're going to come to the property and do a management inspection and see whether they've left or not. And if they are still staying there or they don't want to come, please contact you. Again, you might get an unexpected mobile phone voice message saying, or a text message saying, "I'm still here, don't come," which kind of answers your question. Otherwise, you need to go to the property. You need to approach the property circumspectly. So lots of doorbell activity, lots of banging, shouting hello through the letterbox. If none of that gets you anywhere, I would try and look through the windows and see what it looks like, and take a quick look through the letterbox and see what it looks like. Clearly, if you push open the letterbox and there's a dog barking at you and you can see all their stuff, or you look through the windows and you can see them, clearly they're still there, I would walk away. If you look through the letterbox and you can see the keys sitting on the doormat, it's kind of indicative that they've gone. So you need to take a look. I would also look at the litter bins and see what they look like. I would take a look at the meters and take a meter reading as well. Use your keys to effect access, take a look around and see what's there. But again, very, very cautious approach. Don't go barging in. Do bear in mind that if the tenant hasn't left, they are entitled not to leave. They're exercising their rights. You'll get yourself into all kinds of trouble if they turn around later on and say you barged in. And you can virtually guarantee when a tenant says that, you will have barged in on them in the shower. That's a sort of default position. So you need to be quite cautious about how you go in. And you need to do it in a non-threatening and non-confrontational manner, otherwise it will be talked up into a huge attack. So again, opening the door with caution, lots of shouting, "Hello, anyone here?" and then moving cautiously and quietly through the rooms and working through the house, looking into each room. But again, knocking on every door before you go in and making sure it's very clear that you're there. Lots of people get very excited about looking in fridges and stuff like that. I just don't see the point. My fridge looks like a bomb site. I still live in my house. I tend to focus more on bathrooms and things like that. People will leave a lot of stuff behind, but people tend to take their toothbrush, people tend to take their personal effects, people tend to take personal photographs. So if you can see lots of pictures of children up, then clearly they're probably still there. If the place is pretty cleared out, it's likely they've mostly gone, or they're either in the process of moving out, or they have in fact departed the property. If it does look like they're still there, or you're met with a refusal, then your next option, unfortunately, will be either to agree that they are going to go. If it looks like they're going to go in a day or two, you might give them a day or two. Otherwise, you're going to have to apply to the court for possession.